that the only way we can have justice is if we dismiss all our constitutional protections? Are you guys completely ignorant of our history?
I would ask the member to withdraw that comment.
I withdraw. Are you completely without knowledge of our history? Hey? I would have loved to see an employment standards officer bring to justice those who abuse living caregivers, including the federal Liberal member, Ruby. Yet this provision, this Section 34, is not about justice. It's about the government's attack on our constitutionally protected rights. It's a poison pill to an otherwise good bill. And I need to know, why is it that this Liberal administration finds it necessary to add a poison pill to what otherwise would be good legislation? Right? Why is it that you believe that you must poison a good document in order to pass it? Is it to shine yourselves in some light that we're unaware of? Is it to put others in a bad light? What is the purpose of this poison pill and this flagrant violation of our Constitution? Let me be absolutely clear. Were the government to remove this provision and reintroduce this bill with an amended Section 34 that does indeed protect the rule of law and justice in our Constitution, I would be willing to move for quick passage of this bill immediately. And I'm sure that my NDP colleagues would agree that this legislation is indeed necessary and that they would support quick and timely passage as well. But we're going to leave it up to the minister, and I do hope and expect to the public to decide. Does this minister want to shove poison pills down our throats and punish those employers who do employ living caregivers? Or does he want to pass good, sound, constitutionally respectful legislation that will actually help the people of this province? If he chooses the latter, I'm ready to pass this legislation. I'm ready to go to caucus to advocate for it without any more political games and without any more of your poison pills. Speaker, it's really, in 2 years now of seeing the proceedings in this House, it becoming more and more clear that nobody on the other side is watching the shop. Nobody is overseeing and looking at the legislation. Nobody has apparently any interest in protecting their constitutional responsibilities. It's just as if a piece of legislation fell off the trees and we're going to introduce it today. Whatever piece of legislation fell off whatever tree, whatever political wind was blowing out there that blew some paperwork into the House Leader's desk and changes the proceedings of the House for the week. There has to be, and listen, I realize that there's difficult times for the Liberal administration. I recognize the billion-dollar scandals and the OLG and the WSIB could take the best of people off guard and not understand what to do next as scandals are dropping all around them. However, they do have a duty to be sensible, to be reasonable, and to uphold our Constitution as well. You cannot, as I said earlier, you cannot protect the rights and freedoms of one by diminishing the rights and freedoms of another. That ought to be clear to every legislator in this House. It ought to be clear to everyone on the Liberal administration that what you have done here is incomplete. It's flawed. But the concept is good. Let's get yourselves back on track. Pick yourselves up. dust yourselves off, forget about the scandals for a moment or two and how you're going to run away from them. Start thinking about bringing in good legislation, and maybe the scandals will stop brewing so often over on the other side. Thank you very much.